From the Big Pond in Champaign, Illinois, it's Friday Night Illini Hockey presented by YouTube. I'm Cristiano Simonetta. Eric Fisher will join me in just a second. Last weekend, the number 9 ranked University of Illinois split a series with their fierce conference rival, the Robert Morris University Eagles in Bensenville. Tonight, they return home for the first time in 41 days following their winter break and welcome a hungry group in the Rochester College Warriors. If you haven't tuned into the Illini's games of the past 2 weekends, you've missed a lot, and we'll cover all of that in the next 60 minutes. I bring in Eric Fisher. Eric, the Illini have stayed in the top 10 of the ACHA rankings for the past 8 weeks. How have they done it, and do you expect a similar trend moving forward?
Well, it all starts between the pipes with David Heflin. He's having a great season in net so far with a 9-6 overall record and 2.43 goals allowed average. He's really just the anchor for the Illini defense, and that's where it all starts. It starts on defense. If they're playing aggressively on defense, and then that allows them to get on the rush and really allow them to use their speed to their advantage. And when they're fully using that speed, they're one of the toughest teams to skate against in the ACHA.
And we'll break down this matchup between the Rochester College Warriors and the University of Illinois Fighting Illini in just a second. But for now, we'll send it down for ice level for the national anthem. We welcome you into the Big Pond here in Champaign, Illinois. Friday Night Illini Hockey presented by YouTube. I'm Cristiano Simonetta. Joining me alongside Eric Fisher in the treehouse. We've missed you, Eric. We haven't seen you in quite a long time. It's the new year, and the Illini are ready to take on the Rochester Warriors.
Yeah, people are starting to flow back into campus here, and once that happens, they're going to have to start coming out to the Big Pond. We just got the older folks here tonight, but there's nothing wrong with that. I would say a solid crowd for not having a lot of...
It's a little misleading. It's a little misleading because they've packed the side underneath where the camera is.
Doesn't catch it.
And across, not too many Illini faithful, but they're all pouring into the Big Pond tonight. The Illini 9-5 at home this season, and they are ready to start the game tonight. They haven't played in this building yet in the new year. Jake Barnhart gets a start for head coach Nick Fabrini and the rest of the Illini. 2-0 this season, 1.00 goals against average and .941 save percentage. His last start, 10-14 versus McKendree. He made 20 saves on 21 shots in the net. To our left, Rob Meadows, 0-5 this season, 5.54 goals against, .860 out of Detroit, Michigan, looking for his first win of the season. We're underway here at the Big Pond. Bobby Ernsting wins the draw. David Kellner sets up Joe Nolan across for Joey Rittendale. And in the middle area, toss there is Kellner. No, that was Bobby Ernsting as Kellner brings the puck in along the far side. As you never see Bobby take that big of a hit, he does. Now Jolan winds up straight away, fakes a shot, goes over to the right circle for Joey Rittendale. He winds and fires. Great save there by Meadows, and it's cleared away to the near side.
Just on that first defensive stance, Rochester was just playing really packed in, so it's going to be players like Nolan and Opilka who's going to be wide open in front of the net on the blue line.
One guy you ought to watch out for the Rochester College Warriors, Jake Zarzicki, 13 points, 21 games this season. Number 93 in red, and the Illini are going to go for the power play as Barnhart heads off. Joe Nolan skates behind his own net. Reminder, if the Illini do score on this delayed penalty, they will keep that 2 minutes. Joey Caprio skates within his own circle, sets it up for Eric Cruikshank. Burlington, Ontario native skates over the left side. Gains the Warrior line. Now looking out up top. Here's a shot there, and that one's blocked down. As number 44, Luke Forfar makes his first appearance in the Illini lineup this season. He sat the first semester, did not join the team. Now the second semester, he decides he's got enough time to play, and he's going to be a very beneficial asset for the Illini moving forward. He had 25 points last season as a rookie. The sophomore coming in I don't expect a slump from him.
Yeah, he was such a bright spot on last year's roster, so it was kind of a shock when he didn't start out this year on the team, but now he's back, and he's going to be a huge contributor for this team.
The Illini head to the power play. Bobby Ernsting now for Tyler Opilka straightaway. Cruikshank leads this team, and power play goes with 4, as well as John Moskluk, and Cruikshank's pass is knocked away by a Warrior and out to center. Grant Stuve, 18 points, 18 games. Brings it over for Cruikshank along the far side. Gains a line. He's checked, and he'll stifle one down low along the half board. Stuve, 18:30 left in the first period. No score between the Illini and the Warriors as Bobby Ernsting brings it back for Tyler Opilka. Cruikshank right circle. Cruikshank shooting one on and looking for a low slot redirect from Neil Novosel. And that just missed his blade. As we get a whistle, 1:22 left on the Illini power play, 18-19 left in the first period. Your opening thoughts on the Illini's game against the Warriors?
Well, just nice puck movement on that first power play unit. Just going side to side, and then Novosel right in front of the net, and he had a nice tip. It just didn't fall. We
apologize that we were unable to broadcast last week's games in Bensonville, the Edge Ice Arena. We love that storied arena that has formed so many Illinois hockey prospects. The Wi-Fi, not so much, as this is Joe Nolan on the high slot. Brings one down low for Richter, and that pass was blocked away. Richter drops it for counter along the far side. Nolan with 1:07 left in the Illini power play counter. Wanted to go back to Nolan. Nolan skates to the high slot on his backhand, protects well. Here's Charlie Salk for his first goal of the season. Straight away, moving in, he fires, that one's blocked down, and Zarzicki tries to head the other way. As this is Zarzicki over the red line, drops one on his backhand. And Rochester will play some 4 corners with it before it's eventually dumped down by Sean Adam. And Jake Barnhart makes his first unofficial save of the night. Joe Nolan, freshman defenseman, goes 2-line pass, but David Kellner was cherry-picking in the other zone. We get a whistle, 1:24 into the Illini's power play. They've got nothing so far, 17:33 left in the first.
Yeah, I mean, they're just trying to get back into, get used to playing this wide ice here in the Big Pond. They've had a couple weeks off here. And so they're just trying to get the feel for this wide ice. It's wider than any other ice that they've been on for a long time. So it's certainly something that you have to get used to skating on.
Salk drops it back for Nolan. Nolan hits Thomas Kolas, his first game in this building. 3rd overall as a member of the Illini, the recruit out of the North American Tier 3 League. Kolas drops one down for Richter. Richter on his backhand. He's knocked away. It keeps the motor humming along the left circle. 10 seconds on the Illini power play. Richter trying to go coast to coast in the zone. Nolan at the left circle, moving, fires one, deflected down in the low slot. Then the goaltender was knocked away as Rob Meadows finally regains his crease. A very weird sequence there as we're back to 5-on-5.
And you got to take advantage of situations like that. You have to bury the puck in the back of the net when the goalie's outside of his pipes.
And now Kolas with a drive, and that's a left pad save there by Meadows. Rochester College kills that first minor off. 5-on-5 play with 16:40 left in the first period. Meadows was out of his crease there, Eric, and Joe Nolan hesitated to put that puck on net.
Yeah, you just have to have that killer instinct to really take advantage of other people's situations, and that's just what Nolan didn't do there.
Novosel with some forechecking pokes the puck in, and Meadows makes the stop. 16:26 left in the first period. No score between the Illini and the Warriors. A very pivotal matchup here, Eric, because regardless of how Rochester College has fared in their last 14, they're 1-10-3. This is a team that started the year ranked 21st, a coach in Scott Cagnett that has taught this team very well, even with a short bench. As Opilka lays one on, that one is kicked aside to the far side by Meadows. You don't want to underestimate your opponent, and we saw that happen from Illinois against a team like McKendree, and they were Division II. Rochester's Division I, as Caprio along the left circle moves in, fires one, deflected down by Moskluk, and a save there by Meadows, who's been tested early. 16:05 left in the first period. How important is this fast start for Illinois? Is almost a 2-on-1 from Joe Swenson. It was just a bit offsides, 3:59 in. So again, the start to this game, how important for the Illini?
Well, they just need to come out here just in general and take care of business, because these next coming weeks, nothing's going to be easy. Nothing's going to be given. This is going to be their easiest opponent for the rest of the season, arguably, comparing them with Illinois State, because they still have to play Ohio. They got to play Iowa State. And Jamestown, who's ranked 15th, they're not going to be someone that they're just going to be able to get by either. So they're going to have to come out here and they have to win the games they're supposed to win like these.
4th line out for Illinois, 3rd line defensive pairing as well. Mike Lenzi shifts around a man along the neutral zone, pads one in. And now it's Andrew Wick on the left side. Here's Mark Condati. Condati, his options were null as he dumps the puck right back in across Lenzi's stick. Sabo brings it back for Condati, left point. Mark Condotti shoulders off a man, dumps the puck back down low. 15:30 left in the first. Squirts out to the top. Here's Jack Kermy. Fires one deflected. Great save there by Meadows. And the Illini wanting to perfect that low slot redirect, which they've done in the past couple games against RMU, as Meadows will be forced to swallow up that puck. 15:19 left in the first period. Jake Barnhart, not a busy man, but he will have quite the test tonight. 2-0 this season, as previously mentioned.
Yeah, and it's nice to see the fourth line being active early on here in this game. They're normally a team that's going to battle you in the neutral zone until their shift's up for the top two lines to get out there, but they're in the offensive zone dominating Rochester, so that's a good sign to see that all four lines can be active offensively.
Kolaz, Kellner, and Ernsting are on this second forward group for head coach Nick Fabrini. As here is Kolaz, spinning one down low for Kellner. Kellner drops one for Ernsting. Here comes Bobby. Nice toe drag move around number 8, Alex Wirt. Now on the near side, 15 minutes left in the first period. It's Ernsting dropping him for Kellner. Kellner on his backhand. We're looking out in front for Kolaz. Now it's in the stick of Ernsting. To the top of the point for Nolan. He fires one. That one is in! Joe Nolan from the point. 1-0 Illinois. 5:09 into the first period. It's Nolan's 8th goal of the season, and that's 4 points in his last 5+ games.
Yeah, that puck might have bounced off of someone because it looked like it bounced right between Meadows' legs right there. And that's just great for Illinois to get this early advantage like this. And it shows that they're not coming out with it here and not taking this Rochester team seriously. They're dominating in the offensive zone, and Rochester's barely even seeing the puck in the Illini defensive zone. So Illinois needs to continue this pressure if they want to really finish this game out strong.
Nolan gets credit for the goal as Richter fires one. That one was just high. The right arm of Meadows. 14:33 left in the first period. Joe Nolan, who came into this game second in goals among CSCHL defensemen with 7. He has tied Apo Nurmanen with 8. Looking for more, and that shot is off the crossbar. 14:20 left in the first period.
From my view, the way it bounced, it looked like it hit the crossbar and went in the crease.
And here is Nolan. Stumbles at the blue line. We'll have to double back as number 22 on Rochester clears it in. That's Joe Swenson. Barnhart makes the stop now, dropping one out in front. Low slot play, and that one is alleviated there by Stuve, but kept into the line. As that's Zach Boucher. Lost it to Stuve. Along the far side, an empty far side. Eric Cruikshank on the right circle, moving in out in front. That one's deflected wide by Stuve. Dropped one back, and now a shot off the shoulder of Meadows. As Joey Caprio fires one deflected down by Cruikshank and waffle boarded away by the goaltender. 13:45 left in the first period. It's a shooting gallery here to the left against the goaltender in red. Richter down low for Opilka.
Honestly, the Illini don't really look like they're going full speed out here. They look like they're just playing their own pace right now, and they're not really trying to get too far ahead of themselves, which shows that they're playing under control, which is nice to see.
Novosel on the left circle. Here comes Luke Forfar moving in. Fires right shoulder. Saved there by Meadows. And I believe it's going to be a high stick. No, the referees wave it off as Illinois had that play interrupted by number 93, Zarzicki. He breaks the right circle. Jake Zarzicki moving in. He fires one, and that one is stifled there. Down by the defensive Opilka, but Zarzicki shot out of a cannon here. Again, 13 points in 21 games. He's a very formidable foe, and Illinois is going to have to defend him well.
Yeah, and that was almost an unfortunate situation for the Illini as that puck crossed the ice almost onto Wirt's stick, and he would have had a wide open neck to bury that and tie this game up.
We get a whistle, 7:08 into the first period. Joe Nolan's goal, the only one we have so far. And looking back at Joe Nolan's numbers, tied for the lead in CSCHL defensemen in goals, and now second in points among defensemen. He has been the guy for Illinois despite it being his first year in the program.
Yeah, and that just has to put a smile on any Illini fan's face to see this freshman having that big of an impact early on here. And it just makes you wonder what's to come these next 3 years.
Cleared in by Rochester College. That was Brian Fonseca. Barnhart down low for Jack Graham. Over to the near side, Evan Sabo. Skokie, Illinois native, looking for Mark Condotti, the sophomore defenseman. Out of his own zone, gains a red line, and tipped in there by Charlie Salt. 7:33 into the first period. Illinois up 1. Brian Fonseca looking for his first goal of the year. No goals in 21 games so far, but he is first in Rochester College history. Even the program was established in 2013, brought up to ACHA Division I in 2014-15, and Brian Fonseca leads them in plus-minus. Very reliable D-man as we get a icing. 12:05 left in the first.
Yeah, those defensemen are usually the anchors of your team. The guys on the ice are playing both sides, so you usually look for them on leadership. And so that's where you're just going to see. You see Illinois' captain Joey Rittendale, who's the leader of this team, And so you're just going to see what happens there.
Face off to the left of Barnhart. As this is spun down by Pody. Here he comes, winds up, and that one meets the end boards as Trevor Pody has 9 goals and 8 assists in 19 games this season, one of the leading scorers for the Warriors. Had an open chance there, but missed everything. Now back in the Warriors zone, spun away by Miles Levtov, the new transfer. That's cleared back in by Illinois. Number 18, Mike DeFranco. 26 points in 35 games played last season. Brings the puck over to the far side where it's wanted into the middle. Along the blue line, moving in, shot there from Swenson, and that one just missed the glove of Barnhart. Rochester with some pressure, shot on. That one's blocked away by Nolan. Nolan is plastered to the boards there by Swenson. 2 big bodies coming together as Swenson, 6'3", 200 pounds. But here comes the 6'4" defenseman, Nolan, now for Rittendale. The defenseman joining the rush. Ernsting moving in, he fires, that one was just wide. And off the back of the cage, looking for a rebound. Now it's Ernsting in the left circle. Backhands one for Nolan. Joe Nolan moving. That shot is blocked away and almost up into the netting, but stays in play. Kolas back for Nolan, and Kolas again. Great passing from the Illini across for Rittendale. And Rittendale goes down low. I believe there's going to be a penalty called, a slashing minor, an offensive zone penalty for Illinois. David Kellner sits 2 minutes for slashing at 9:07. Not the best penalty you want to take against a team looking for some momentum, and I think they found that.
Yeah, that's where you just leave the door open for the other teams to get back into the game. But I want to go back to that rush on the other end. It's not too often where you see your 2 defensemen leading the charge, as you saw no one pass it over the Joey Rittendale. And so that just shows that these Illini defensemen are not afraid to pinch down early.
Rochester College goes to work on the power play. They are 20.2%, last in their division, but still a very good number. They play in the Great Lakes Collegiate Hockey League, one of the toughest divisions in the ACHA, boasting teams like Adrian, Michigan Dearborn, and now Illinois. 88.2% on the PK. That's second in the CSCHL as Opelka clears one down 25 seconds into Kellner's minor. The penalty killing for Illinois, 78% last season. They have improved that dramatically. And it's coming from guys like Neil Novosel, Evan Sable, playing against top power play teams, yet they've been the ones to be successful.
We also have to credit the improvement by Illinois' top offensive players like Bobby Ernsting and James McGee, because last year those guys wouldn't have been on the penalty kill at all. And so when you could have offensive-minded players like that on the penalty kill, that could lead to shorthanded opportunities, which is always great to have.
And Neil Novosel pressuring the Warriors in their own zone. They have some trouble, 9:50 left in the first. Here's Fonseca, bottom of your screen, clears the puck in. Dumped around Jack Graham. Junior defenseman, first-year Division I player, now on the far side for Novosel. He was stripped of the puck by Joe Swenson. Minnesota forward. Goes along the half boards and is taken down. 4-man dog pile underneath the skates of Swenson. Time ticking off the power play for the Warriors as Graham skates away with it. On his backhand, kicks one to Kendati. Mark Kendati with an open lane. He uses it, dumped down. Illinois with a solid start to their first penalty kill attempt of the night.
Yeah, they're just pinning Rochester along the boards, and they're just using their size to their advantage and to be able to kick the puck out like Jack Graham did there. It's a little play that's going to go unseen by most fans, but I'm sure the guys on the bench are really appreciative on that one.
Joe Nolan backhanded one across. Swenson lost his stick but kept the play going. It's spun down low by Pody to the far side for number 16, Ryan J. Russ. J. Russ all on the far side corner, back to 5-on-5. David Kellner's right there, out of the box with a nice steal, but a nice recovery there as well by number 7, Luke Zarzicki. Him and Jake are brothers. Number 7 and number 93 for Rochester College, their own version of the Sedin twins. Dump back down low by Rochester. Here is Nolan with 8:30 left in the first period. Deeks around a man, that was Wirt. Goes to the far side, no receiver, now Kellner. Wanting to poke one around a defenseman, instead recovered there by number 8, Wirt. No points this season. This is his first game. As he lost the puck to Ernsting, dropped one left circle. Joe Nolan on the far side for Rittendale. He was unsuspecting of it. Gets it back. Shoots one along the boards. Now out in front, and Ernsting buries it. 11:53 into the first period. Bobby Ernsting is on the score sheet. 2-0 Illinois. It's Bobby's 8th goal of the season, and he has 3 points in his last 4.
Yeah, that puck was bouncing everywhere along the boards until it inevitably just wound up right in front of the net, and Bobby Ernsting, right place, right time, buries it right past Meadows, and now a 2-0 advantage for Illinois. This one could get a little ugly if Rochester doesn't get anything going, in which by the look at their last power play, it looks like it's not going to be easy for them.
As Joey Rittendale is going to end up with an assist on that play. That snaps a 4-game point drought, so the captain creating some offense. That's what you want to see from the back end. Illinois up 2-0 thanks to a goal scored by Bobby Ernsting, who has been one of the anchors, as you mentioned that word, to describe defensemen. How about up front, Bobby Ernsting, a sophomore, as Luke Forfar was not scheduled to play this season. He was the guy returning, as now out in front for Sabo, and he scores! Evan Sabo, his second goal of the season. 7:46 left in the first period. It's 3-0 Illinois. The fourth line's going to start cashing in.
Oh, that was just a beautiful pass. And like I literally just said about Bobby Ernsting, Evan Sabo in the right place at the right time, and he gets it past Meadows too. And right now, Rochester isn't really putting up much of a fight. That was a pretty lackluster defensive effort, letting Evan Sabo just skate right down the middle of the ice like that. You have to have someone checking him at all times, not just him specifically, or just anyone in general coming through the middle of the ice. You have to have a body on. So that's just poor defense on Rochester. And this Illinois team is going to take advantage of that every time because they love to share the puck. 2
goals in about 44 seconds as Evan Sabo gets his second goal of the season out of Skokie, Illinois, the transfer from Illinois State last season. We're seeing production from not just one forward line, which we saw last year. The Illini were guilty of the top 6 being the players to really provide offensively. Now you've got a goal from a defenseman, you've got a goal from a second line guy, and now a fourth liner in number 28 in orange and gray.
All 4 lines get at one point in time in the season, it could be their night to come out and really shine, and that's just great to have on a team, and that's something you're going to really benefit from come playoff time.
Now back in the Warriors zone, 7:18 left in the first. Here comes a chance for Zarzicki along the left circle, looking out in front. That one was poked just wide by number 9 for Rochester. Moving into the middle, that was Zach Boucher. The most important shift is after a goal, as Illinois is able to survive that barrage from Rochester College. On the stick of Tyler Opilka, Sabo lets it go for Mike Lenzi. 6:54 left in the first period, 3-0 Illinois of the Division I Rochester College Warriors. Now on the near side, Drew Richter's group out there for Illinois. He gets cross-checked down, away from the play, no call. Now on the left point, kept in by Illinois, as I believe both teams thought the puck had been played out of play, but Richter has the puck over the red line, plays one for Stuve far side. Stuve, the senior out of Roselle, Illinois, looking for help at the top of the point. Instead spins off a check. Nice move there from Stuve. Out in front for Cruikshank. That backdoor pass there was for Richter, and that would have been quite the dandy of a play as Richter skates into the middle. Stuve back from Mark Kendati. Kendati fires one deflected on by Stuve, and that one's knocked away by Meadows. And now the puck is cleared. 6:11 left in the first period. Illinois smothering Rochester College in their own zone so far.
Oh, Rochester just can't keep up right now, whether it's the Illini's skating ability or their passing right now. Puck's going side to side, and Rochester they're constantly having to turn their heads to keep up, and it's just a little insight of what might be the rest of this night, this weekend in general.
Cruikshank wins it off the draw through a man's skates. That was Jay Russ, and he flipped the puck over the net. Now on the far side, it's Pody. Pody along the middle for the captain and Jay Russ. To the near side, it's Swenson, gaining the Illini line. Wrapping one in the middle. On the stick of Jay Russ again. To the far side on his backhand. Now forehand, drops one for Swenson. Swenson at the half board, shoots one, save made by Barnhart. 14 minutes and 13 seconds into the first period. Illinois still up 3-0 over the Warriors.
Might be the first time Barnhart's had to really step up and make a save here so far tonight, which is a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing because it shows your team's playing really well on the other end, but a bad thing because you could become a little complacent between the pipes and not really feel like you have to come out and have to make a stop like that. And so it's always good to have a shot like that come around every once in a while, just to wake you up and make sure you're still moving well.
Moskaluk is defended well by number 7, Luke Zarzicki. Cleared back in by Rochester College, it's Luke Forfar. Forfar, bordered in the Illini zone, he lets one go for Joe Nolan. Nolan looking near side for Forfar. He hits him right on the tape. And now 5:20 left in the first period. Forfar dropping one for Novacell. Back for Nolan. He's wide open. Left point. Fakes the drive across for Rittendale. He moves and he fires one. And that one just missed wide. He tried to go against the grain and missed everything. The puck goes back in the Illini zone as the pair of Nolan and Rittendale have played the most in this first period, and they've been the most effective. Here's Mosluk on the left circle, cleared one into the middle. His shot was blocked away. And now it's Boucher. Clearing one back in the Illini zone where Forfar wants Caprio along the weak side and hits him. And drops one for Opilka with 4:40 to go in this first period. Illinois up 3-0 over the Warriors. Goals from Nolan, Ernsting, and Sabo. Home run pass from Opilka there.
That's coming back.
As Kellner, again, guilty of cherry picking at the opposite line. We get a whistle. 15:26 into the first.
Well, Kellner's been out for some time now.
I think he still knows where the blue line is.
Well, he's just trying. Players are just trying to build chemistry with him because they're used to him being out of the lineup, and so not like that's an excuse for icing, but just trying to help a guy out.
Giving him the benefit of the doubt. Yeah. I like it, Eric. Now on the near side in the Illini zone. Home team trying to skate away with it. Now it's TJ Burns. He fires one blocked away by Caprio. He still comes up with it. And Ernsting plays it through a man's skates to the far side of the Illini bench. And it's knocked down by number 24. A pair of 19 skating after it. Levtov and Kellner. Kellner shovels away and banks one down low for Kolas, who wins a board battle on his backhand to the half boards. Drops one back for Opilka. Opilka has Ernsting in the middle. And that pass was too high for him. 3:57 left in the first. Kellner and Kolas battle for it. Now here's Caprio. He shoots one along the left pad, easily stopped there by Meadows. And the Warriors looking for a home run pass of their own. Caprio just beats Zarzicki to the half line there. 3:44 left in the first period. Rochester does not like that call. Nonetheless, it comes back 180 feet.
Yeah, I think that was a pretty questionable call, too. I mean, Rochester clearly beat Illinois down the ice to get that puck. So, if anything, it should have just stayed. Play just should have continued. But instead, Illinois is going to have the puck in their own zone, which is happening a lot tonight. And Rochester clearly hasn't been able to stop it. So, you know, they're going to be looking for offensive chances when they can get them. And so that's just really unfortunate for them.
Yeah, that was interesting. The half of the circle there called the hash marks. You have to reach those in hybrid icing, as it's probably not so new to the NHL fans now, as hybrid icing was implemented a couple of years ago, but it's always been there in college hockey. And instead of racing over that end line, it's now the hash marks you have to race to in ACHA. Here's Evan Sable on the far side half boards. Skates with it and holds. Looking for Condati with a stretch pass. That one's knocked down by Salk with a high stick. And that will be a whistle. 16:45 into the first period. You mentioned it earlier, Eric. The Illini not necessarily going at full pace. They're able to relax a little bit in all three zones. Could that be detrimental down the line in this game if they get a little bit too comfortable? Still only 3 goals, and we're 43 minutes away from the end of regulation.
I feel like it could if Rochester picks up a goal or so here in this first period. But if the Illini can shut them out this first period, then I think it shows that the way they're playing is really working. But if Rochester picks up a goal maybe towards the end or so, then you know Nick Fabrini is going to be telling his team, like, hey, they're only down by 2 goals, assuming Illinois doesn't score this period. And so we have to really turn it up and really put our foot on the gas and just end this game.
One player putting his foot on the gas is Evan Sable, one of the fastest players in this Illini team. Looks left circle for Graham. That shot was blocked down, never got to the net as Salk was taken down. To the far side, Lenzi lends a check to number 22, Swenson. Delayed offsides as Lenzi gets shoved down after the play, loses a glove as well. As J. Russ, the captain, was the culprit. We get a whistle, 17:24 into the first period. I believe the faceoff is going to come in the Illini zone, as that will be deemed an intentional offside, so Jake Barnhart will have to defend to the right of him on this draw.
Yeah, Lenzi, just knowing he was too far back on the play, just made a little heads up thing by him there, just poke the puck, get the offsides, and have a fresh line come out here to defend this opportunity for Rochester.
Cruikshank on the draw against Wirt. The Illini win it, and Rittendale harpoons one all the way back. And just like that, it's in the Illini zone once again. Rittendale now for Drew Richter. Look out for his wheels. 3-on-2 for Illinois, but an offside. Eric Cruikshank protests. 2:21 left in the first period, a little bit of a lull in the past 5 minutes or so. Illinois with 3 first-period goals and looking for more to really, like you mentioned, shut Rochester down and not allow them any room to breathe.
Yeah, because we've said it before, the most dangerous lead in hockey is a 3-0 lead like this, because especially in the first period, there's still a lot of time left to be played. And so if you're Illinois, you can't feel complacent and comfortable with this lead. We have to get it up a lot more, and you just have to keep being strong on the defensive end.
Here's Crookshank dropping one down. Stripped away by the captain. That's cleared all the way back by Rochester. The puck rolls on edge. This one maybe icing, waved off finally. Rittendale drops him for Nolan. That one was intercepted, though, by number 44, Sean Adam. But Crookshank rescues the puck away for Illinois. Nolan coming up into the play once again. Drops one for Richter. Richter right circle, looking out in front for Nolan, and a great save there by Meadows on that redirect from Nolan. Number 27, is he a forward or a defenseman? We can't really tell this game, but he has a goal tonight. 1:43 left in the first period. A nice rush from them.
Yeah, it's not really fair because it's not fair because you have a 6'4" defenseman out there playing like he's a 5'11" forward. And so when you have 4 offensive-minded players like that on the ice, and one that's especially good in Joel Nolan, you're just going to have an advantage anytime he's skating on the rush.
TJ Burns in the Illini zone against Tyler Opilka. To the far side, it's Luke Forfar. Forfar skates through the neutral zone. Drops one for Masla. Quick pass along the left circle for Caprio. Caprio has some time. Rattles one down low for Novacell, who drops one there for Forfar out in front for Novacell, and a pinching Opilka was unable to snag that pass as well. And David Heflin with a joking glove down near the bench there, as Heflin very hungry to get back on the ice, it seems. As the Illini bench staying loose, communicating with each other, their spirits high, as we get a whistle with 61 seconds left in the first period. And that's something that you want from head coach Nick Verini and his team moving forward. You want to have guys that like each other, play well together, and don't get down on themselves or get too high on themselves, depending on the opponent. And I think the Illini have done that in this opening frame to a T.
Yeah, chemistry in all sports is one of the most important factors on whether or not a team is successful or not. And so when you could have about 20 guys or so that just really enjoy being around each other at all times, in which they are around each other at all times, they're around each other more than they are their own families, and that just makes them grow as a family in their own right. And so if you could have that kind of chemistry, then that just makes the team dangerous and competitive no matter what level of talent they possess.
Another icing, 40.7 seconds left in the first period. If you just joined us, I'm Cristiano Simeta. Eric Fisher alongside. Goals from Joe Nolan, Bobby Ernsting, and Evan Sabo come in this first period, and the Illini have been the more dominant team. This second line of Bobby Ernsting, Thomas Kolaz, and David Kellner come out to the right of number 35, Rob Meadows. They win the draw. Kolaz goes skate to stick and down low for Kellner. Kellner, junior forward, drops one back. That was blocked away by Zarzicki. Kellner on the back check. Spun along the end boards, blocked down by Kolaz. As he's checking the board, that's going to be a penalty on Rochester. Barnhart goes to the bench, won't get very far. There's going to be a whistle and a cross-checking call. 23.1 seconds left in the first period. Illinois with a chance to increase their lead to 4.
And we talked about earlier how we were saying the Illini might not be going full pace, but someone that's always going full pace is David Kellner. No matter how the game's going, he's going 100%, and he's going to fight you for the puck in those corners and along the boards like that. And he'll lay one on you. He's not afraid to. And he's also not afraid to be an anchor on a second line and be one of those guys that does the dirty work. And once James McGee comes back, this is one of the most dangerous lines in hockey when you have him, Bobby Ernsting, and then McGee. Because McGee and Ernsting are going to be the guys that do all the flashy plays, and Kellner's going to be the guy that makes sure those flashy plays can happen. 16.9 seconds left in the first period. Illinois to their second power play of the game. They were 2 for 9 on the power play against Robert Morris last weekend, looking for their first special teams goal of the weekend or the series here against Rochester. That puck is cleared away. Some friendly fire with 12.8 left in the first period, as I'm not sure if a Warrior was caught with that puck or not. And I actually think they were, unfortunately, as the trainer is rushing off to the Rochester College bench, as we will get a stoppage here as the puck was cleared away. And I don't know if it was a Warrior. It might have been a coach.
It may have been a coach. A good call by you, Eric, as it looks like the players all surrounding him, as we hope that he or she is okay down on the Warriors bench. 12.8 left in the first period. It's a very unlikely play you see in this sport, especially when you have guys all in front of you wearing that equipment, and there's just a finite window for that puck that's only about a couple inches high, a couple inches wide. But nonetheless, I believe it has struck, like you mentioned, a Rochester College coach, as the trainers are tending to him. 3-0 Illinois with 12.8 left in the first period. Just before this first period ends, though, Eric, as I believe they may end this period early, perhaps.
That's interesting. 12.8 seconds.
And I believe that's going to be the case, something we haven't seen in quite a while here at the Big Pond. But as we hope everything's okay, we're going to send this broadcast to intermission. We'll have an update on that individual status as we move forward. The Illini up 3-0 against the Warriors after 20 minutes. We'll see you in about 15 minutes for the start of the second period.
I know you need it, do you feel it? Drink the water, drink the wine. Oh, we gotta turn up the crazy. Living like a washed up celebrity. Shooting fireworks like it's the 4th of July. Until we feel alright. Until we feel alright. I'm like a scarf, trinkets all up the sleeve. I taste like magic, waves that swallow quick and deep. Throw the bait, catch the shark, bleed the water red. 50 words for murder, and I'm every one of them. My touch is black and poisonous, and nothing like my punch. Drunk, kiss, I know you need it, do you feel it? Drink the water, drink the wine. Oh, we gotta turn up the crazy. Living like a washed up celebrity. Shooting fireworks like it's the 4th of July. Tonight we are victorious. Champagne pouring over us. All my friends were glorious. Tonight we are victorious. Tonight we are victorious. Champagne pouring
tell you all the things you wanna hear. You'll ramble on about how I'm that fire. You're still so blind. Thought I was yours, you must have gone and lost your mind. I took it all, there's nothing left. Now you're showing me where you're weakest. You're so nice.
Mind strong, body strong. Try to find equilibrium.
As we welcome you in here for the second period, Illinois on the power play, 19:03 left in the second period. 3-0 Illinois over the Warriors. Slap pass coming from Cruikshank. That was knocked down to the far side. Christian Semena with you. Eric Fisher alongside. Here's Tyler Opilka. The near side change is where Illinois is able to get fresh personnel out as Cruikshank wands one on, and a save made by Meadows with 20 seconds left in the Illini power play. Cruikshank up the top for Ernsting. Ernsting left circle. He skates above. Interchanges with Opilka. Great shift there. Tyler Opilka skates in. He moves in, and that was deflected wide. Cruikshank at the side of the goal, but that one was banged away by the Warriors. We're back to even strength. 18:20 left in the second period. 3-0 Illinois. Kolas, great pass across for Moskalik. He fires at a save made there. Or excuse me, that was Nolan with the trigger. And Meadows made the stop and allowed no rebound. 1:43 into the second.
I'd say that was probably a pretty solid power play in general from the line. They had a lot of great looks. Puck was moving side to side very well. They had the Rochester on their heels, but Meadows just coming up bigger on that. Your best penalty killer is your goaltender. Meadows showed just why that is on that penalty kill.
Yeah, Meadows' numbers, 5.54 goals against, .860 save percentage. He's played pretty well here tonight as Illinois with a lot of high opportune scoring chances. And Meadows has made this game only 3-0 and not perhaps a 6-0 score.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say any of the goals that have come tonight are really his fault at all. I would just say they're either better goals on the Illini's part or just defensive lapses by his own team.
Salk now behind the net for Kolas. It's banked around by Rochester. Now to the far side, number 9, Zach Boucher. Drops one now, and at the weak side, it's number 19, Miles Levtov, who slaps one in wide of Barnhart and off the end boards and ricocheting off to the far side where it's Salk. St. Charles, Illinois native, the sophomore forward. The bounce comes off of the linesman, and now for Kellner, who drops one back for Salk. It could be a chance here for Zarzicki. Goal line play. He shot one off the outside of the cage there as Barnhart went a little bit down there in the butterfly and allowed some room upstairs. 17-18 left in the second.
That was a beautiful shot too. If he was just able to bring that puck maybe an inch down, he would have buried that and got Rochester on the board, and back into this game would have only been a 2-goal game.
And Rochester still threatening. Now Zarzicki to the left point. Played in there by Levtov. Levtov down low for Zarzicki. Turn the puck over to Kellner. The Illini the other way. Thomas Kolas looking to the middle for Rittendale. He's got him. Joey Rittendale, great backdoor pass, and looking for a second pass was Kellner as the net is dislodged. One too many passes there as Kellner may have had a wide open 6x4, instead deferred. 16:51 left in the second period. When you have a 3-goal cushion, you're allowed to create those type of plays, but what would you rather see there?
You got to pull the trigger if you're Kellner right there. I mean, you have a pretty solid goal opportunity right on that instance, but you have to know that Rittendale's momentum is carrying him way too far for a pass like that to lead to a goal. And so if you're Kellner, you just have to pull the trigger on that and see what happens.
Forfar behind the net. Luke Forfar on his backhand. Now for Jack Graham, right point, shoots one and deflected off the left pad, and a rebound try. Moskaluk was steered away by Meadows. Moskaluk now to the far side, number 3 in red. Brian Fonseca couldn't get it out. He has a second chance at it and does the job. Now back for Graham. Pitches one forward into the neutral zone. Luke Forfar could have a break. Luke Forfar on his backhand. Forfar in, and he's poked away and draws a penalty. May have been a penalty shot, but instead it will be a minor as Forfar may be the guy getting it, as he looks very confused there, reaching for a chance. 16:11 left in the second period, and we're not sure what the call is so far. As Fonseca goes to the box, maybe they'll give Forfar an embellishment minor. I believe that's going to be the case.
I'm not too
I think he was just reaching for the puck. I don't even know if there would have been a tripping penalty on Fonseca there. I think that Forfar was simply reaching for the puck, and Fonseca was just there bodying him off the play. So I believe we'll play 4-on-4 at 16:11 left in the second period, but definitely a call that I don't think should have been made. Got to let the boys play eventually.
Yeah, I thought that was just a clean play by both sides in general. Meadows made a great play with the poke check. I just don't think Forfar was ready for that to happen, and that's why he went down on the ice. So I'm a little puzzled too.
And now a home run pass for Zarzicki. He gains the blue line. 16 minutes exactly left in the second period. Christian Simonetta with you. Eric Fisher alongside. 3 first period goals from Illinois. The only ones we have so far. Here is number 9, Boucher. Wires one in along the far side now for DeFranco. DeFranco will get to it on his backhand. Richter will pressure him. He reverses it. Off the left skate of Boucher. Recovered there by Jack Graham. Graham plays one for Cruikshank. Nice stop and start move around Zarzicki. Cruikshank. You hear the bench yell wheels. Illini driving up. Richter drops it for Cruikshank. Moving in. He fires. Great right shoulder save there. And a 2-on-1 the other way for Rochester. Moving in. Number 13, Pody. Fires one just wide of the right pad of Barnhart. And back and forth action we go on this 4-on-4 with a wide ice surface. Both teams get a shot at it and come up empty.
Yeah, for Eric Cruikshank, I mean, you have to think that's a shot you want all day, all by yourself in the middle of the ice, and he's just not able to bury it. And Meadows also makes a great save in his own right. He's starting to really come alive here this second period.
As Richter couldn't keep the puck in for Illinois. Skating away is Levtov, the freshman defenseman. Staying on the left circle. 40 seconds left in the 4-on-4. Minors to Sean Adam as well as Luke Forfar. Excuse me, number 3. That's Fonseca sitting for 2 for Rochester. Now the left point, Levtov. Winds and fires one. Right pad save there by Barnhart. Kicked out to the near side for Richter. Richter for Ernsting. Now to the middle. Opilka gains the line. Has some space left circle. Tyler Opilka's in. Shot save. Rebound try and covered there by Meadows as Ernsting would have had a wide open cage. But the goaltender from Rochester College covers up. 14:25 left in the second period. 3-0 Illinois.
He's not a big guy standing at about 6'1", but he's really playing like he's about 6'4" Ross Lippick size out there tonight. He's just really spreading the pads side to side well, and he has an active glove. And I mean, goaltender's going to keep you in this game, and that's what he's doing. All Rochester needs is one goal, and all of a sudden, just like that, this is a competitive game.
Ernsting loses the draw. The Warriors come up with it and dump it back out to center. Caprio on his backhand. Now for Stuve. 4-on-4 for the next 5 seconds. 14:15 left in the second. And now around it goes for Caprio. Caprio back for Opilka. We're back to even strength here as Forfar and Fonseca come out of the box. Surveying his options is Opilka. Leaves one for Bobby Ernsting. He'll goal on the near side. Shaking and baking. Poked away by Rochester. They may have a break here. Swenson left circle fires one. Wanted that far post and missed. Puck comes back out into the Warrior zone. Big hit there from Forfar. But keeping going is number 7, Zarzicki. Luke now for Jake. Drops one back for Fonseca. Through his own circles. Now to the far side. Forfar wanting to cause a turnover and does. Ernsting wanted to go one hand on his stick around a defender as Fonseca won't gain the line, but this one won't be icing. Opilka now for Caprio. His pass was knocked down beautifully by Zarzicki. No points in 17 games so far, Luke Zarzicki. And now behind the net's Opilka, who's had an extended shift in this second period with 13:10 left in it. As Forfar exchanges some shoves before going off. Now the fourth line out for Illinois. Sabo on the near side. Salk lends his body to a check. The Warriors skate away. Zarzicki now to the near side half boards. Rattling one in below for Fonseca. Senior defenseman. 6 foot 195. Clears the puck out to center. And Lenzy has it. And he'll steer one forward for Illinois. Now it's Salk gaining the line. Sabo clears one in. But his pass will trickle out into the neutral zone. A lack of fluidity since that 4-on-4 concluded. At 5-on-5, not a lot of chances for both teams in this middle frame.
Yeah, I think 4-on-4 just kind of gas these guys a little bit. As you have a lot more room you have to make up on the ice, which means you have to cover that distance a lot more. So that, I mean, that's going to take a little bit out of you.
Here's Joe Nolan wanting to walk the line. He moves around Kabazinski. Nolan Far side half boards. Lindsay right in the slot. Winds and fires. He scores! Mike Lindsay. It's 4-0 Illinois. 12-13 left in the second. Once again, it's the fourth liners making an impact.
I think the funny thing about that play is I don't think Lindsay was supposed to be the recipient of that pass. I think that was supposed to be a stretch pass to Rittendale on the other end, but Lindsay's like, oh, nope, I think I'll just take that. I think I could do this a little bit better than Joey over here. And he just buries it and he gets it past Meadows. I think it bounced right off of Meadows' blocker and bounced right into the back of the net. So fourth line contributing. That's 2 goals from the fourth line here tonight. Something that has to make head coach Nick McBraney happy to see productivity out of his fourth line.
Lindsay with his second goal of the year out of Willowbrook, of course, played with the Chicago Cougars last season of the USPHL. Now up at the ACHA. He has 4 points in 10 games on the fourth line. He's a very shifty guy, and Nolan with that primary assist, so number 27 continues to be a part of every offensive scoring rush, it seems, for Illinois against the Warriors tonight. 4-0 Illinois, 12:01 left in the second.
I mean, Nick Fabrini just awarding his players. If you're going to play well, and especially if you're going to play during a stretch like Lindsay has, you're going to get ice time, and coach is just rewarding him like he is right now.
Nolan for Rittendale, now for Drew Wicklund as that pass is knocked away, out of play. 8:11 into the second period. We're glad you can join us on YouTube. Cristiano Simonetta, Eric Fisher alongside in the treehouse up above the big pond, a storied arena established in 1931 on campus. Illinois 9-5 in this building this season. And you look at Rochester College's numbers away from home, 1-8-3. Face off at the neutral zone, Novacell on the draw against number 9. Boucher lost the draw. Here's Nolan. On the red line, drops him back for the captain, Rittendale. Now on the left side, rotated in by Nolan. It's Wicklund, the senior out of Chicago. On the near side, half boards, wanting to go through the middle, but that one was knocked away by Boucher. His pass was redirected by the skates of Burns. The only option for Rochester right now is to dump the puck back in the Illini zone. They do that. Nolan fakes again, once and twice around Burns. Nolan threads a pass through to Rittendale. Rittendale over the line, far side. Rittendale fires one, sticked away by number 35, Meadows. Wicklund wanted to drop one for number 24, Ernsting. Wicklund battling right near the Illini bench. Coming away with it is Zarzicki. Zarzicki on the far side, faking one in the middle. Now out in front, that shot went just wide. As 10:55 left in this second period, that was Mike DeFranco enjoying a brief rush there. It's Nolan back in his own zone. Rochester goes for a change. Here's Rittendale. Second-year captain, senior defenseman, playing one through for Kolas. Doesn't get the puck in deep, though. Reversed here for counter. Plays it off the boards. Could be a 2-on-1 for Illinois. Ernsting, right circle. Here comes Bobby. Toe drag, and he shot one just high as Kolas was rushing to the middle. Almost too many men on the ice there for Illinois as Graham backhands one in.
Ernsting was looking for that snipe, going high glove on Meadows right there. And just a couple inches too high, unless maybe we could have seen the 5th goal here tonight.
Maybe another odd man rush for Illinois. Counter, far side, moving into the middle, and that one was hoping for Kolas. Now the left point for Graham. He goes for Ernsting. The puck flutters off his stick and back out to center. And here is Graham, who has become an underrated asset for Illinois. Junior defenseman, led the D2 team in points last season, as now hits counter. Looking out in front for Kolas, but just a bit off sides. 4-0 Illinois, 10:07 into the second period. It's been all orange and gray throughout this hockey game so far.
Yeah, but let's not ignore Rochester. They've had some good rush opportunities here tonight, but they just don't seem like once they actually fire the puck on net, they just doesn't look like it's going anywhere. They're getting the 3-on-2 advantages that you would hope for, by any hockey team would hope for. But as soon as they shoot the puck, it either goes too high, too wide, or it's an easy save for Barnhart.
Fonseca back into the Warriors zone in the circles. Nice steal there by Stuve, wanting to twirl one in. Fonseca plays it to the near side where Richter wants to cut it off but can't. Jack Graham in a race for it against number 8, Alex Wirt. He brings one back now for Richter. Adam pressuring him there. As Graham is pinned to the boards by number 44 in red, Richter retrieves it with 9:20 left in the second. His pass missed Cruikshank, Fonseca to take. Brian Fonseca dumped on in by Rochester. Jake Barnhart out to play it. Drops one for Condotti. The sophomore defenseman Doesn't have a goal this season or a point through 15 games. His stretch pass up for Cruikshank, now for Richter, and that one was too high over his stick. Coming to the far side will be a battle between number 25 and number 26. That's Stuve bringing it out. Cruikshank wide open. Great right shoulder save again by Meadows, and Cruikshank has gone there not once but twice. And number 35 in red has bested number 15 in orange and gray, a pair of tries.
I think he might have took a little stinger on that one, because as soon as that puck bounced off, you saw him jump up to his feet and skate around real quick and kind of shrug his shoulder off, because you know Eric Cruikshank has a cannon, and especially when he's that close and finding
And
that
wide
hard.
open, too.
Oh yeah, it's gonna hurt a little bit.
That's every goalie's nightmare when you see a man who scored over 20 goals in 2 straight seasons ranging down on you. But Meadows, he's
stood tall.
Exactly. And now the other way. A trip there. Forfar skates away without a penalty. Now gains a line. Luke Forfar 1-on-3 wanting to go. That was knocked away from Moskaluk. Goes around now to the near side. Caprio decides not to pinch. Instead, it's going to be cleared away by Levtov. Maybe a 2-on-1 for the Warriors. Moving in, it's Zarzicki. He's brought down beautifully by Novosel on the back check. And Moskaluk, 3-on-1 for Illinois. Forfar left circle. Caprio as well in the middle. Forfar slides down and lost an edge. Now back along the near side as Levtov collided with Forfar, and that chance of a 3-on-1 turned into nothing rather quickly.
And it was just a good defensive play by Rochester, too, making sure that they buried that puck in the corner so a 3-on-1 opportunity couldn't happen. Warriors
back in as Lenzy and Moskaluk lead the rush for Illinois. Lenzy again, high circle. Here he comes. Mike Lenzy fakes around a man, shooting one right past him. Rebound, and they score! Charlie Salk, his first goal in about a year. His last goal came on November 5th of 2016 against Illinois State at the Division I level, and he buries that one 5-0 Illinois. Lenzy gets the primary assist.
I'll say it for the third time tonight. Right place, right time. I bet if you ask Michael Lenzy on that one, when he lost the puck when he's going down there, he's going to tell you he did that on purpose, because when that happened, that just brought the defense forward, and that allowed him to just skate right past him and fire it on. And that allowed for Charlie Salk on the other end to be wide open for the rebound opportunity. And good for him to get his first goal of the season. Maybe that'll get him going in a tough stretch that's going to come here for Illinois when they're going to need every player.
Swenson with a drive glove down by Barnhart. 12:28 into the second period. Charlie Salk, who had 6 goals last season, a hat trick very late into the season last year, but like I mentioned, that stat is no misprint. His last Division I goal against a Division I opponent, that is, November 5th, 2016. It's been quite a while for number 11 in orange and gray to get a goal, and he finally does there. Like you mentioned, that could be the final crack that breaks the levee. And now out for Swenson, right circle. Here come the Warriors. A nice sliding block from guess who? It's Mike Lenzy, the 4th liner. Now it's back on the stick of Joe Nolan. Nolan pushed one ahead for Charlie Salk. Nolan in the middle. Salk does a pirouette and turns to the half boards. Rotates one down low. That's intercepted by Rochester and brought along from Zarzicki to Fonseca. 5-0 Illinois, 6:55 left in the second. Swenson's diagonal pass was knocked away by Ernsting. Evan Sabo with a lane along the left circle. Here he comes, trying to drive. Sabo checked, wraparound. Here he comes, out in front. Nobody home for Illinois. And here is counter. Great move to shake off a man on the half boards, and he's still going. Sabo, the left-handed shot, skates away. Now back to the left point for Graham. Down low for Sabo. He tips one in for counter. And Nolan pitching into the right side. Has a man out in front. It's Ernsting. Tried to hit him. That pass was knocked away by Fonseca. And all the way back in the Illini zone with 6:20 to go.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to that Lenzy stop right there. Now, goals might look flashy and all, but making diving plays like that is what really keeps you on the ice. And that's just a beautiful play that's going to really come down the stretch like that to help a team.
And a close chance from both teams on odd man rushes, and neither of them result in a shot on goal. Here is Ernsting with Colas in the middle. Bobby Ernsting moving in on his backhand. Here he comes. Ernsting backhand save made there by Meadows. That could have been one of the best individual efforts we've seen all season. And now Colas creates a turnover. Here comes counter, moves in off the goal post. Oh, Thomas Colas stripped a man and fed number 19 in the slot, and he was denied by the iron. 5:38 left in the second.
And he was frustrated, too. You saw him slamming his stick down as he got off the ice. He's had about 2 or 3 pretty
Look
good
out,
looks.
here they come in the backhand, and that one was just missed wide there by Pody as Barnhart extended. Now after the high slide, great save there by Barnhart after Fonseca let one go. Action at both ends, 5:23 left in the second period, still 5-0 Illinois.
And way to step up in the crease like that, too, from Barnhart. He came out and he met Rochester right there. And that really takes away any room for the puck to get past him, and he was just able to swallow that hole. He got tested probably for the first real time here tonight in this little stretch right here, and it's great to see that he's awake on the other end.
The Illini win the draw to the left of Barnhart, now on the stick of Richter. Richter goes far side, Grant Stuve. Left circle, it's Richter again, on his backhand, moving in, Richter! Just missed wide and off the end boards. This first line from Illinois has become quite close in terms of chemistry and their skill level, really. They like to complement each other as Crookshank the trigger man, Richter the setup and flashy guy, and Stuve the all-around two-way forward. Here comes Richter, using that speed. Now out in front, Joey Caprio on his backhand. Steers one on two himself. 4:48 left in the second. Now here's Novosel, fluttering one on, and that one is stopped by Meadows and held. 15-15 into the second, 5-0 Illinois. And after that late push from Rochester, now Illinois starting to regain their game a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like they're just starting to apply the pressure here, because I bet they probably started to realize that they kind of, not say giving up on the defensive end.
Eased up a little bit.
Eased up, yeah. And so I'm sure Fabrini probably wasn't too happy about that last couple of stretch of plays. So he probably gave him an earful, and so now you're going to see them start to put on more pressure like this was a 2-0 game or a 1-0 game. Just to please the coach a little bit.
Jake Barnhart coming out of his crease to play that puck, but it's kept in by Rochester. The Warriors down low, it's Pody. Pody, who had that chance just a couple minutes ago. Fonseca with a bad angle shot was blocked away by Forfar. 4:23 left in the second period, 5-0 Illinois. Caprio gloves one down. As the senior out of Bolingbrook. Plays one to the middle. Fonseca dumped one back in to number 5. As Illinois, not too urgent to break it out of their own zone, and finally they wind it up. Here's Forfar. Skates around a man in the middle. Nice checking there by J. Russ. Now it's off the boards and back in the Illini zone. Caprio to Opilka. Saucers one for Moskalik. Here comes John. Right circle. Near side. Fires one. Right pad save there by Meadows. Now out in front. Chipped in there by Forfar. The puck is still loose. Wide open play. They score! Tyler Opilka is going to get credit for it. And out of a net mouth scramble, it's 6-0 Illinois. And for Tyler Opilka, that snaps an 11-game goal drought. Number 22 back in the goal sheet. 3:42 left in the second.
Yeah, I think that goal was pretty inevitable right there. Just puck was bouncing around everywhere in front of the net. And you saw Meadows go down on his stomach, and he didn't have the puck. So when a goaltender goes down like that, you know that's wide open. All it takes is for one unlucky bounce or the puck just hit someone's stick awkwardly to go in. Well, Opilka was right there to put it in. 6-0. I mean, good effort from the Illini defensively tonight, and offensively they came to play.
And I think that may be Luke Forfar's first point as a member of the Illini this season. And yes, sir, that will be the primary as he just pitched the puck in, shoveled it, and it somehow got to Tyler Opilka through about 4 guys in that maze.
Hockey gods did their work right there.
As Opilka snaps that 11-game goal drought, his last goal on October 27th in Lindenwood. Some home cooking here for Tyler on this Friday night edition of Illini Hockey. 6-0 Orange and Gray. Now to the far side. We've still got a lot of time in this game. 3 minutes left in the second.
And Tyler started the year off hot too, scoring a goal in his first 4 games. I think 5 out of like first 7 too, I want to say. And he just kind of cooled off from there. Not saying he was playing any worse, just puck wasn't going in the back of the net. And as a hockey player, you just go through stretches like that.
And over his 11 games without a goal, he still had 7 assists.
Yeah, so he's still contributing offensively.
Here's Jack Graham, who wants to contribute offensively from the back end, goes down low for counter. He dropped the puck accidentally and recovered by Levtov. Kolas checks a man on the far side corner. Stolen there by counter. Spinning away from a check. Wanted Bobby on the far side half boards. And that puck is cleared away out of play. And 2:17 left in the second period, 6-0 Illinois.
Took a good swipe at that when it was coming down, trying to
That was Levtov, and you don't want to get on his bad side.
Some of the
9 points
fans
in 19.
flinching, too.
Exactly.
They're like, oh, God, please.
Hey, you never want to take a chance. Out of the right of Meadows, we regain play. Ernsting wins a draw back for Kendati. Winds and fires. Left pad save there by Meadows. As Kendati, one of those guys that hasn't scored in over a year as well, so Salk snapped his drought. Caprio and Kendati must be next then. Ernsting, great pass there for Colas. He tags up. Thomas Colas, left circle. Great shimmy move. Now for Ernsting. Bobby moves in, fires and just missed wide. I believe he had a wide open right side. As Meadows dropped down to the butterfly too quickly. Now out in front. Counter on the power move. That one's stuffed away by the Meadows. And this could be a second line that could turn dangerous come CSCHL time in 2 weeks. That drive is blocked away. 1:39 left in the second period. But with Colas coming in, with Forfar coming back, and you don't even have James McGing, who practiced this week, and the Illini players all said they look great. As we'll shift the play now for Colas on his backhand, spinning one. Now Kendati shoots. That one's blocked down and kicked away. So back to my original thought. You have all these offensive weapons coming back.
Think of that third line.
Think of the depth that Illinois will have on their bottom six. Yes, exactly.
Colas, Forfar, possibly moving that fourth line, or that third line, and a third line that's already doing well this year in their own right. It's just going to be a dangerous team in general.
And here's Richter along the right circle. Drew Richter wrapping around out in front, waiting for a trigger man. Here comes Opilka looking for more, and that one's blocked away. Down to 53 seconds left in the second period. And you also have to remember, Eric, that Chance Holmgren is scratched tonight due to a hip injury.
And he's been having a great year, too.
And Meadows with a pair of great saves, one on Richter and one on Cruikshank. The Illini not giving Rochester any room to breathe. It's Fonseca on the near side corner. 33 seconds left in the second period. All he'll do is alley-oop it out to center, hoping for Luke Zarzicki. Drops it for Jake. Here's Zarzicki, digging to the inside. Here he comes on his backhand, sticked away by Barnhart, and a rebound try was pushed away as well by Illinois with 20 seconds left in the frame. Here's Opilka. Down low for Caprio. And Stuve has a man in the middle. That's Opilka. Here comes Opilka, the Effingham, Illinois native. Shoots. And a save made there by Meadows. The Illini have to have at least 30 shots through these first two periods, as Meadows has stood tall, only allowing 6 goals with 6.2 left in the second.
Yeah, I was kind of waiting to see a little fancy stick maneuvering and dekes from Tyler on that rush right there, but as the defenseman he is, he just takes his nice little slap shot and skates off for the next line change. He's like, well, I shouldn't be right here.
Trying to pad his stats in this second period as the puck is cleared down. That'll do it. For the second set of 20, Illinois with 3 second period goals to add to their first set of 3 first period goals. There's a trend here, Eric. So do we expect 3 more goals in the third period from Illinois?
I bet we get 4.
Yeah. We?
No.
Come on.
I didn't.
We may have to roll back the tape here. Got to be objective.
I didn't say that.
Well, luckily you could just go back in the broadcast presented by YouTube and we'll find out.
I have access to that YouTube account.
Oh, boy. Anyways, we're going to send it to the second period intermission. Illinois up 6-0 over the Rochester College Warriors. And we will get the third period in 15 minutes presented by YouTube. Stay tuned for that.
Arms, fingertips, love bites, and recompense. I'll be with you until the end. Let's walk through the fire together. Disappear in the golden sands. It's all in your face. I see you break. It's like the sound of winter. Bleeding blood.
I was born an April fool, full of gold, to a brothel, and saved all my sins. I don't care if you and I are naked, bare, and wrapped up in the sun. All I need is I don't know where I've been, what I've done. I am the once now irreplaceable son. I'm the Antichrist in your home. I'll come around this time to let you suck from my soul and let me go. And by that time, those blinking lights controlled my sight and blinded me in spite. And I waited here for you. I don't care the salvage prayer, but a dent so big comes once a few years. And again I'm left to wait for you, and I don't know where I was going. I'll try again to break you down for everyone's known. Pride, let me go back to my failures and come around this time to stop and finally let go. Let me go. The leaves are dead, but I am here, waiting on another good year. I hope we don't lose it all here. I tried once, I tried twice, and I'm done. I am the once and irreplaceable son. I've got that rock and that roll. I'll come around this time to set fire to your bones. I tried once, I tried twice, I am done.
We welcome you into the Big Pond here in Champaign, Illinois for the start of the third period. We're about 50 seconds in. 6-0 Illinois over the Rochester College Warriors. Christian Cimento with you. Eric Fisher alongside. Number 9, Chance Homer doing the honors of helping us out on the camera.
What a guy.
He's got 14 points in 16 games. He also has one cameraman appearance. This guy can do it all.
That's what you're going to put on the resume, is a camera appearance. So
And Homer, of course, nursing that lower body injury. He should be ready for next week against the University of Jamestown, but it's deemed to be nothing serious, and we hope to see number 9 in the lineup rather quickly. On the ice now, number 27, Joe Nolan. Nolan gained the line right side. A minute 30 into this third period. Nolan, far side pass was knocked down, and moving the other way are the Warriors. Here they come. It's Boucher, now to the middle for Zarzicki. He gains it, and he overskated. Here comes Cruikshank, maybe a 3-on-2, 4-on-2 rush for Illinois over the red line, over the blue line left side. Here's Cruikshank, backdoor, it's Richter. Out in front, and that shot was stopped there by Meadows from a goal line area play. 18:07 left in the third period, 6-0 Illinois.
very smooth skating start to this period. You aren't seeing guys really go all out unless your name's David Kellner, because, I mean, you just do that because you can. But guys are just coming out here. They know they have a 6-0 lead, so they're just going to come out here and look to close this one out pretty smoothly.
Forfar wins a drawback for Joey Rittendale. The captain has some space. Fire! fires. Out in front, backhand, they score! John Moskaluk, the extra point. It's good. Number 17 in orange and gray snaps a 4-game goal drought, and 2 minutes exactly into the third period, it's 7-0 Illinois.
Can't control the rebound, and things like that's going to happen. Puck's going to get right in front of the net. And that was a great shot by Rittendale. Not necessarily looking to score, even though that's probably what he hoped happened. But puck takes a good bounce in front of the net. Meadows can't control it, and Moskaluk right there just put it right in the back of the net.
And Moskaluk, who led the team in goals through 6 games, he had fizzled off a little bit the first year at Division I. Now he has 7 goals, 13 assists, or excuse me, 13 points, I should say, through these 19 games. And the first-year players from Illinois standing out, or the first-year players in terms of to this program, have been standing out. Nolan with a goal, Sabo with a goal, Lenzi with a goal. And Illinois' recruiting class, Nick Fabrini, has to get all the credit for that. And now it's 7-0 Illinois against the Warriors with 17:35 left in the third.
And it just shows you how bright this program is. In the next 3 or 4 years, or 3 or so years, you're going to see some potentially special things happen with this program.
Now out to the middle. Novosel couldn't handle the stretch pass from Rittendale. Now at the bottom of your screen, it's number 14, Novosel. Sophomore forward on a 4-game goal drought of his own, looking to snap that as Moskaluk did just that 50 seconds ago. 7-0 Illinois. The puck rattles all the way around in the Warriors zone, where Miles Levtov holds on to it. Now out to the middle, it's Pody. Over the block eye, it's cleared on in. Opilka being slashed, being pestered, and he shoves a man to the near side corner. Lenzi as well, hungry for that play. Sabo skating away with it. Here comes Salk through the middle. And it's cleared down. Nice dangle there from Sabo. Sabo out in front for Mike Lenzi, and that pass was just off the skate and off the blade of his own stick. And now the other way, Pody on a stretch pass. He negates icing. Well, you have to talk about Evan Sabo's elusiveness around a check along the near side and threw one in along the near side, and Mike Lenzi would have had a wide open chance. The pass was just out in front.
Yeah, if Lenzi was skating as hard as Evan Sabo was on there, then he would have been right even with that pass and had a wide open net.
Salkling for his 2nd goal of the game. That shot was stifled there by Levtov. Now to the far side, Pody. As he strips a man, that was Salk. 1-on-3, that's not going to work against the Illini. Caprio clears the puck, almost out. Levtov kept it in. Caprio reverses it. Off of Barnhart's stick, he'll just hold on. 4 minutes and 5 seconds into the third period, 7-0 Illinois. And the home team has done a great job of limiting Rochester, but when there have been some hiccups in their own zone, it's been Jake Barnhart leaving nothing for Rochester to pick up on the secondary chances.
And you don't want to say it, but it's looking like...
You don't want to say
it's
it,
looking
indeed.
like it might happen here tonight for Jake Barnhart. He just has to keep standing tall in that net.
And here comes David Kellner, the Energizer Bunny of this squad, now for Thomas Kolas. Kellner seems to never stop on a shift, and Chance Holmgren joked to us off the air in between periods that Chance could do that when he was 16. Kellner's doing it in his 20s. And look at David Kellner go. Forces one out of the end boards. Back to the left point. Kendati can't pinch as Rochester moves in. And look at David Kellner. One hand on his stick and brings the puck back for Kendati.
Kellner's just one of those guys where sometimes you might not notice him when he's on the ice, but when he's off the ice, you know his presence is absent, is what I'm trying to say here. He's a guy that's going to do all the little things and make sure the big things can happen in the end. And so when he got hurt for that stretch right there, Illinois was really missing him, and you had to have other players really step up. And, I mean, those are big skates to fill in general.
Through the first 10 games of the season with David Kellner, the Illini were 9-0-1. When he dropped out, the Illini lost 5 games in regulation. Now 6 games down to the far side. It's Rittendale out in front for Cruikshank. And Cruikshank couldn't get his stick on it. Now the left point for Nolan. But Kellner in the lineup, Illinois does not lose a lot in regulation. And if they lose, it's not by a lot. Now Richter, wide open, straight away, winds and fires. A rare slap shot there from Drew Richter. Knocked down, Stuve, and Cruikshank on the near side. And a great save there by Meadows. But Kellner, when he went down, you noticed a lack of pace. You noticed a lack of two-way checking from the Illini forward groupings, and that's what David Kellner prides himself on doing. He never gives up in a board battle, never gives up on a shift no matter how long he's been out there. And for Illinois, it's great to see him back.
I think the lack of board battling is what you really notice when Kellner's not on the ice. Because whether it's in his zone, the other zone, or just in the neutral zone, he's always fighting along the boards for the puck to break it out for the also dangerous Bobby Ernsting and James McGing to start attacking on the other end.
14-17 left in the third period. We get a whistle and a stoppage held there by Meadows. But you really notice David Kellner. We're going to go on a David Kellner tangent for the next 5 minutes, it seems. But when James McGing was struggling to score and he was in his own point droughts, it was when Kellner wasn't on his line. Kellner was sitting in the press box, not on the ice, because he creates so much space away from the puck, away from those golden areas. And a right pad save there by Barnhart kicks it out for Novosel.
That could be possibly because McGing had to start going into the corners.
Exactly.
And those are areas where he's just maybe not comfortable or not used to playing. And so that's going to drain more energy out of you to maybe do other things like do the fancy deke moves or get more active in front of the net.
And you see that the line that counters on, it's Kolas and Ernsting, and they have been the most dynamite. They seem to have the puck on a string every time they're out there, and those lines will probably change once the Illini get back to full strength. But you will always know the reliable David Kellner as you look at his point total on the season. 10 points in 12 games. So almost a point per game player and a guy who wins a lot of faceoffs. Escaping here is Forfar. His shot was blocked away.
And we cut
another big hit by Forfar, and I believe he's going to be whistled for a late hit as TJ Burns was flattened. 6 minutes and 46 seconds into the third period, and Forfar knows it. He skates right into the penalty box. It's an elbowing minor.
I was about to say, and that cuts off the David Kellner portion
David
of
Kellner
our
show
broadcast tonight. Come back tomorrow night. We'll pick out another random player to go on about.
Well, last year it was Eric Salters, the guy who wore 44. That we talked about an underrated guy who turned to not be underrated.
But we still called him underrated.
We still called him underrated because it fit our narrative. Exactly. And now David Kellner, a guy who is not going to blow you away with the goal-scoring numbers, but will blow you away in his work ethic. And you lose Salters, he graduates. That's a two-way presence that Illinois wanted to fill after they lost Forfar as well. But right now in January of 2018, Illinois looks poised to make a deep run in the national tournament as well as the CSCHL tournament in just a month.
Yeah, injuries are just going to be the deciding factor once it comes playoff time, because if this is a fully healthy team, then who knows how far it could go.
Now to the power play are the Warriors with 90 seconds left. Forfar sits 2 minutes for elbowing with 12:40 left in the third. Skating away, Lebtov, who's been very impressive on the back end for the Warriors. Dumps one into an open side. Jack Graham goes up the middle and clears it down. Cristiano Sameta with you right now. Eric Fisher alongside. It's 7-0 Illinois over the Rochester College Warriors. We thank you for tuning in on YouTube as this play, tongue twister there. And now it's back for Cruikshank, who could have had a walk-in, and he missed everything as Cruikshank has had a lot of opportunities tonight, but it's been Meadows who's been shutting them down. It's one-on-one plays.
And just a lot of things I've noticed with Cruikshank this year, just he's getting a lot of good opportunities.
And Barnhart's down, and that was blocked by Rittendale. He saved a sure goal as flopping around in the crease was Barnhart, and now back out to center. As it seems every time you jump into the middle of a play, we've seen a goaltender down. Now the other way. Boucher fakes a slap shot, moving in on his forehand, and lost it. Spinning one in. Pass out for Adam. Cruikshank checked him. Now to the far side with 23 seconds left in the power play. Rittendale defends against Zarzicki, as well as Boucher. Zarzicki pinches one now to the far side and dumped down by Cruikshank. But Barnhart survived there as he was a fish out of water, and no stick as well. If that pass was on the tape of Lebtov right away, he would have buried it. But
and you know what would have been gone.
Yes, that which should not be named, like it's Voldemort in the hockey world.
I was just about to say that.
We get a whistle. 11:08 left in the third period. Neither am I.
Star Wars.
11:08 left in the third period. Jake Barnhart has not allowed a goal tonight. The other end, Rob Meadows. It may seem like he's had a poor night, but it has been the exact opposite, keeping Rochester in this game time and time again. Opilka with a drive, glove down by Meadows through traffic. 8:56 into the third.
And this could easily be in double digits right now if you didn't have a strong showing between the pipes. I mean, he showed great saves with the pads tonight. He just showed a nice little glove save right there too.
Here's Opilka with Caprio left circle, throwing one, deflected, and going down there awkwardly was Meadows as he tried to adjust to that redirect, but luckily it went wide. Sabo has Caprio. Here comes Joey Caprio moving in. Slap pass, redirected there by Wicklund and stopped again by Meadows. Caprio, how about a third try? That one's knocked down in the low slot and kept in by Illinois. Here's Novosel dropping on for Sabo in his skates and banks that one to the far side.
I think Caprio just said, like, between intermissions, like, hey, like, I haven't scored a goal in who knows how long. Can we, I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm shooting.
Look out, Jake Barnhart coming out and sprawls and dives on it. Legally is able to stop that play as he was making a save and challenged number 22, Joe Swenson. Barnhart, he's not making it look pretty, but he's making it count. A whistle, 9:39 into the third.
That's a difference you might see between a goaltender like Jake Barnhart and David Heflin. David Heflin probably would have played that puck. I probably would have outletted it to someone in a rush on the other end. But Jake just plays it safe there and just covers it up, as he might not be as comfortable doing that much.
Shot off the draw, patted away by Barnhart. We may have to call him Jake the Snake Barnhart, the way he latched out at that one. Moskluk now for Charlie Salk, who in that second period scored his first regular season goal against D1 opponents since November of 2016. Looking for more. Salk shot right in the crease. That one was knocked away. 9:57 left in the third period. 7-0 Illinois. Ranging down the right side, the Warriors go. Dumped on in for Kendati. Kendati on his backhand. Risky pass there, a suicide pass there for Salk, but he instead defers to the Warriors, who dump one back.
I think they have a little room to make some of those passes right there in this third period.
But the last thing you want to see is an injury. The last thing you want to see is some sloppy play, no matter the score. You know Nick Fabrini.
Oh, yeah.
And how he's going to be. And now Charlie Salk, or excuse me, that's Jack Graham with Kabazinski and Kendati coming in. And they exchange some fisticuffs here with their gloves on. 9:31 left in the third period. Kabazinski, who leads this Warriors team with 56 penalty minutes at 6'2", 220. He's a big boy. You don't want to mess with him. As Kendati, I believe, is going to be sent off 2 minutes for roughing. He points to himself saying, me? Yes, you. He goes to the box. Kabazinski will join him.
And Graham, I think, got signed in there too.
Good eye by you, Eric Fisher. So right after the play, they also got the third man in. 9:31 left in the third period. The way it looks right now, it seems like the Warriors will be headed to another power play.
Might be that time where you know what, maybe sneaks in. And I don't know.
Trying not to jinx anything. As Illinois up 7-0, 9:31 left in the third period. Christian Semeta with you, laughing alongside Eric Fisher here. What's been a great night for the Illini and a brutal one for Rochester College, despite Rob Meadows keeping his team within embarrassing numbers, you should say.
You know what would be like the most rude thing to do is pull Barnhart in this game.
I guess you're...
I'm just saying, like,
it's a very wide hypothetical, but I agree. It'd be a very strange move for him not to be credited with the complete you-know-whats. Now here's the Warriors back out straight away. Here's Zarzicki, now left circle, fires there off the man in front. Where is it? It bounces right behind the net, and now it's Jake Zarzicki throwing one in, blocked away by Rittendale, who saves the day. 9:04 left in the third.
I didn't even see that puck. That puck just so happened to bounce off his pad. He was like, oh, hey, look what I found.
Sometimes that's your night as a goaltender. You see pucks like beach balls, and you're able to stop those beach balls as opposed to goaltenders who are unable to. Now on the near side, intercepted by Kolas, who backhands one out. Fellow number 26, TJ Burns, out of Canada, Ontario, the junior forward, skating, holding. Looks to make a move with 1 minute and 2 seconds left in the power play for the Warriors. Jack Graham sitting for two, most likely for roughing, and Kendati as well. Fonseca launches one right on the tape there of Swenson, and Opilka pokes him away, but Swenson regains, throwing one into the middle. And now it's pitchforked out to neutral ice with 43 seconds left on Graham's minor. 8:10 left in the third, 7-0 Illinois.
Yeah, the Illinois bench wasn't very pleased. They were wanting that offsides call as the puck entered their own zone, but play carried on. But they were able to dump it back anyway.
And Caprio dumps it back too. Number 19, Miles Levtov, who's been on the ice a lot for Scott Cagnan tonight, brings one up for Swenson, as well as a stagnant Mike DeFranco. And Levtov has his skates taken out from underneath him. Here comes Neil Novosel, trying to gain over the line. He does. 10 seconds left, as I believe that's Forfar at center ice, pleading his case as his stick was poked away from him. Here comes Joe Nolan, moving in. He could have a chance. Joe Nolan to his backhand. Here he comes, spinning away, pirouette. Now for Novosel, but luckily Joey Rittendale comes off the bench. We're back to 5-on-5. Barnhart sets the table for him. 7:19 left in the third. Here's Nolan over the block eye, throwing one to the near side for Moskluk, who gains entry. Moskluk, who had the 7th goal of this game, his first of the night, his first in 4 games. Now back to the left point. Joey Rittendale, the captain, moving in for deflection. And that one was off the end boards as Neil Novosel was in the vicinity. Novosel battling with it with Pody. Pody banked one off of Nolan's skates. And now out to a friendly number 16 in J. Russ. Looking for a deflection in number 19, Levtov. Couldn't find it. Swenson lets it go for Zarzicki. That pass was turned over. Novosel, great pass for Massa. Could be a 2-on-1 for Illinois. Now here's Luke Forfar. The pass was just out in front of him. Or Forfar could have had a 1-on-1 break. Crookshank. Nice, nifty move of the line. He goes down low for Nolan. Out in front, Crookshank steered that one just wide with 6:23 left in the third. Illinois up 7-0. And despite that cushion, they're hungry for more.
Yeah, they're still getting great looks, which is a good sign to see. It shows they're playing hard, but it also shows that they could just get whatever they want whenever they want.
Forfar now for Moskluk. Between the legs play, and a goal line chance was sticked away by number 35, Meadows. 6 minutes exactly left in the third period. The Illini are able to change, and Fonseca trying to stop the bleeding for Rochester College quickly. He drops one back, and eventually onto the stick of Zarzicki. Uses the corner boards, and still not able to advance. And finally they do. In the Illini zone, Jack Graham. Number 18 in orange and gray. Stops and starts. Adam on him. Does another pirouette. Out to the near side. Dumped around. Kept it at the right circle. Shot in. Wide of everybody. Not a left point for Fonseca. He's got one of the best shots on this Warriors team. Instead goes along the end boards. Crookshank chips one for Graham. Graham on the far side wants Rittendale and plays it to him. Once again, the Illini not very eager to break the puck out of their own zone. Again, it's 7-0. Don't want to force anything that's not there. But the junior defenseman in Graham skates over the red line, beats a defender. Here he comes, and Richter just couldn't keep that right skate on the ice. 5:03 left in the third period. 7-0 Illinois. And
they're probably also not too worried about the time right now. They're probably just trying to drain the clock out on this, but just a great showing overall from Illinois tonight. And tomorrow could be similar, but at the same time, you don't want them to come out complacent, as they do have a tough stretch coming up with Jamestown coming into the Big Pond next week, and then they have to face Iowa State and Ohio too, and Robert Morris again. And those are going to be 3 series that are by no means going to be cakewalks.
Sabo, nice move to escape. Here he comes, Evan Sabo wanting to toss one through, and that one was knocked down. Now to the left point, it's Swenson. He pokes one to the middle. 7-0 Illinois with 4:37 left in the third period. Skating away. Here he comes. Oh, man, DeFranco had an area. And he just fumbled the puck, as did Sabo at the other end. Mike Lenzi along the near side. Dekes around a man. Lenzi poked away and stifled there by Wirt. Along the near side point. In the Rochester zone, Caprio keeps the play alive for Illinois. Sabo skating with it now to Salk. Charlie Salk shooting one, looking for that high blocker, and that was available, but quickly knocked away by Meadows with 4 minutes exactly left in this third period. And you mentioned it, Eric, the 2 series in particular that I want to circle on the calendar is Caprio looking back door. Here it comes. Ernstine was poked away, and we get a whistle, and that was dislodged. So with 3:51 left in the third, the series against Ohio in Ohio. Series against Iowa State in Iowa State. So you go on the road where the Illini are 4-1-1 on the road, which seems to be unfathomable after the past 3 seasons where they've been unable to get any points on the road, it seems. those are going to determine your standing in the CSCHL playoffs, which, again, on the road technically in Ohio. So these games coming up, you mentioned, nowhere close to easy, and the Illini are going to have their A game each and every night, or they're going to just plummet in both the ACHA rankings as well as the CSCHL standings.
Yeah, but earlier this year, they go down to Lindenwood, and they get point majority. It was something that seemed unfathomable 2 years ago.
It hadn't happened since 2008.
Yeah, that's right. And with improved rosters since that point, like, who knows what can happen? Maybe we could have some new standards set for this program when it goes on the road. Let's just say that much.
Yeah, and head coach Dick Fabrini, his road record as a coach, not been the most marvelous, but this season it seems like it's a new roster, it's a new team, it's a new mentality.
Exactly.
And you see that from the young guys like Joe Nolan making an impact early, Bobby Ernsten continuing his rampant scoring pace, as well as the stable guys like James McGing and Eric Cruikshank leading the way offensively too.
You're seeing those stable guys, those seniors especially, like Eric Cruikshank and Grant Suve, just take more leadership roles in general, especially James McGing too, who has been a guy that's known to be kind of a hothead throughout his career here at Illinois. But we've talked to the guys, and a lot of them said he's really come down and really started to become more of a leader for this team. And that's certainly not a bad thing at all for that much.
Well, you have a guy in James McGing who goes from 80 penalty minutes in a season to only 4 so far this year.
That's all mental too. Penalty minutes are a mental thing, especially with James McGing, because when he gets frustrated, that's when you see it. That's why Illinois didn't have him for the playoffs last year, because he got frustrated at the end of a game that didn't matter, and he started a fight and he got suspended. This year, almost hardly any penalty minutes, and it just shows how much he's matured.
And Cruikshank, too, you have to say. Sure,
Yep.
He has 26 penalty minutes, but he also plays in almost every situation.
Yeah.
And he also was up in the 70s, 80s his freshman and sophomore year. It seems like they've done a complete 180 into their mindset of how they need to play in the ACHA to get points, as Nolan drawing a pair of Warriors now successfully along for Rittendale. On the far side, backdoor for Forfar in between his skates. Moscow chips one in, a swinging effort there from Novosel, and a stuffed chance from Forfar was banged away. This could be a breakaway at the other end for Swenson. Swenson cut down there by Kandati, and he stops up. And a great recovery from Mosklock, who couldn't get the puck in deep. But he recovers himself over the red line, over the blue line, skates through the middle, drops one for Forfar. Nice deke to his backhand around to Franco. Less than 120 seconds left in this hockey game. Illinois still up 7-0. And kicked in there by number 19, Levtov. Delayed offsides. We get the whistle there. 1:47 left in the third period. So Illinois, if they win this game, and it seems, of course, like this will happen, but you never know. You never want to say anything.
I think it's safe.
They will improve to 14-6-1 on the season and 10-5 at home. Rochester College will go to 2-16-4 on the season, with another match scheduled for tomorrow night.
Yeah, and going back to talking about guys like Eric Cruikshank and James McGing and how they've matured this year, I think it just goes back to them probably realizing this is their last hurrah. They have to put everything into this year if they really want to try it and go and make a championship run. And I think they're starting to realize what it really takes to really come together and lead a team to a championship.
Cruikshank on the far side. Left one there for Stuve. And Grant Stuve sees Mark Kandati. He's wide open. Kandati fires, and that one's blocked away by Adam with 1:10 left in the third period. And you know head coach Nick Fabrini is still thinking more. Every shift counts. And I think that mentality changed from a couple years ago, where Illinois would play teams that didn't have the numbers per se, but would still have skill. Every team in this league has skill, whether you're Division I, Division II, or Division III. They all have guys who can play. And Illinois has stopped starting off slow, and they had great starts against Ohio on that Saturday night where they won 7-1. Even on the game that they lost against Ohio and Iowa State, those games, they're starting to play a more complete game. This is Lenzi down low for Richter with 30 seconds left in the third period. And Illinois has reshaped their own identity this season with speedier guys like Richter with the puck right now, who will just take a luxury skate out in front for Condati. That pass was knocked away with 15 seconds left. And it's a closer locker room than we've seen in the past couple seasons.
I think another big difference, too, is this team knows how to put together a full 60 minutes of play. Last year, you would see them in spurts just disappear, just not come out and play at all. But this team has showed the capability this year of coming out and playing a complete game of hockey on both ends and just dominating from start to finish. And that's what it's going to take if you want to go all the way in the ACHA.
Illinois currently ranked 9th. With a lot of their CSCHL counterparts above them because that's how good their division is, and they will receive a pair of points tonight as time will tick off. 7-0 victory for Illinois over the Rochester College Warriors. 7 different goal scorers as well. Charlie Salk got involved, Evan Sabo too, but the game-winning goal goes to number 27 in Joe Nolan.
Yep, he had a great play in that first period, and then puck just started getting passed around the rest of the game. It just seemed like who was going to bury one next. And great performance from Mike Lindsay. Great performance from the fourth line in general tonight. You had Evan Sabo, who was able to pick up a goal here tonight, and then you had Mike Lindsay, who played extremely well on both ends. And just an overall solid performance, and we could finally say it, Jake Barnhart gets that shutout. Congrats to him for getting that first career shutout.
Yeah, that first career shutout for Jake Barnhart at the Division I level. He played phenomenal. He improves to 3-0 on the season. We'll see his goals against average go down and his save percentage go up. At the other end, though, Rob Meadows allows 7 goals, goes to 0-6 on the season.
Still good performance from him tonight, too, I would say.
And I think if you're a guy like Rob Meadows, you want to see more action tomorrow night because you live for these type of games no matter how many shots that you get. And Meadows has not gotten the most amount of starts under Scott Gagnon, but Illinois coming out with 7 goals, 3 in the first, 3 in the second, and adding 1 last one in the third.
Yeah, I think my 4-goal prediction was a little off, but oh well.
And Luke Forfar skates in his first game as a member of the Illini this season. Thomas Kolas, his first at home. How did you see the newcomers in terms of their impact on the ice tonight?
I feel like they've been here all year. They looked like they didn't miss a beat at all. I'm sure they were probably maybe a little gassed from skating on this wide ice. It takes a little bit more out of you, but they looked like they fit in right away. And we were talking between intermissions. When everyone comes back, watch out for that the third and fourth line. Just going to be so extremely deep, it's not even going to be funny to really choke about.
7-0 Illinois wins tonight. We'll see you at 7 p.m. tomorrow. For Eric Fisher, I'm Cristiano Cimetta. We'll see you Saturday as Illinois defeats Rochester College Warriors 7-0 here, presented by YouTube. Thanks for watching.